Exciting times, sir, in India. So, first, your initial thoughts about this overhang, and I'm asking this to practically everyone I meet today. It's unique insight on this overhang of the trade deal being, or at least an agreement being signed with the US. Your initial thoughts? The mic, sir.
Of course, it's excited to the all sector, including renewable energy also. Because the way we are gearing up the renewable energy sector, we need more export from this country to the another country, and all over world is looking option of the China is India. That's the main important thing.
So you're saying that India can compete with China on renewable energy?
Yes.
Give us some perspective, sir, because the scale, and I think there are people in this audience who have visited China. I'm sure that you're aware as well, so you can give us some perspective on that.
It is 96%, 95% China is making the panels. 85% or more than that, they are making the wafers. But one side, in all condition, our people, our renewable player are making the projects, and that's the main important. How to make the project in dust, how to make the project in, say, snow, how to make the project in higher terrain and all. So we are only the option for the world to make a sustainable project. I say sustainable because the project of the renewable, each project is having a life of 25 years.
Okay.
Where India have the reliable partner or the reliable people who can do the better project than the China. That's the thing, mainly.
You know, when you say, so I want to double click on that before we get into anything else. And we'll talk about scale and what India is doing as well. But when you say it's better than China at this moment, what do you mean, sir?
See, only making up wafers or the panels is not important. But the important is how to make this project to be run till 25 years.
Right.
And that's a very important thing because it's a huge capex going inside of the renewable projects. But at the same time, 25 years reliability also public required or the people required of the world. And India is the best choice for that.
So give me some perspectives and the audience as well. If you say that a standard project, a solar plant, right? It can be used for captive power, that is for a company to set up this renewable energy capacity to feed into its own processes, or it can be created to sell to the grid, right? So commercial purposes. What is the average size of a project like this? What is the kind of capex required? And how quickly can it break even?
See, it is from 1 kilowatt to 1 gigawatt.
It's massive, right?
It's a mass.
Right.
And solar, especially in a renewable energy, where you can do the 1 kilowatt also, and then you can do the 1 gigawatt also.
Right.
Whatever you need for your consumption, you can make the project. At the same time, government also provides so many tenders from the 5 megawatt to 500 megawatt or the gigawatt size also.
Well, what's costing like, and how quickly can you turn it around?
I can say today only the solar project is 3.5 with GST and all as a IPP you can do for the 1 megawatt, 3.5 crore rupees. And the wind project, of course, 6 crore rupees per megawatt is going today. And the base is about 1.7 crore rupees per megawatt hours. That is the roughly idea I am giving to you. But one thing is very clear, that it's a capital incentive project.
And how quickly can you break even if you're spending that kind of money?
See, in the IPP project, if I put the project for myself and feed to the government grid for the government, it's take a 5.5 year or 6 years to
5.5
break
years?
over. Yes. And I'm using that project for the captive use, it may 3.5 year or 4 years.
3.5 years. So it's a great prospect, and that's because the cost is competitive in terms of the energy cost as well, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So let's talk about scale, right? Because ultimately, a lot of people are buying into the idea, as you pointed out, it's viable, buying into the idea of creating at scale. But let's face it, sir, and you can give us perspective on this as well. You already said that a large part of the wafers, a large part of the panels are being made by China. And the Indian capacity is getting created, this value chain is being created, but the pricing is not matching up. So how do we reach that scale? What is the kind of investment and capacity that will need to be created in India for us to have that edge in renewable energy?
See, what we thinking is renewable energy is a solar panel or the wind machines or turbines. But it's not like that. See, renewable energy required a solar panel means projects, then the stable grid, then the base, and the, I say smart metering, or you can say the stable of the IT, all connections to be lined up. These 4 items which make the renewable energy to be sustained till 25 years.
Right.
Only panel cannot do anything. Only inverter cannot do anything. But the grid sustainability also required.
Sure.
And if we want to go into the renewable energy, which we have to go because of the sustainable energy and the dollar not go outside the India and fossil fuel will be reduced, carbon print, all things.
All of those arguments are fine, but what is the capacity we need to create?
We need to create the at least 2030 as announced 500 gigawatt.
Right.
And of course, we are almost reaching to more than the half, which is a very good sign for the India. About $124 billion to be invested in the 500 gigawatt, which is again the very good capacity as an Indian, I can say, which make the India at least 50% plus renewable energy sustainable for the people.
Yeah.
But in 2070, that is again one mission is a net zero. We are growing with the 9% every year to year consumption of the electricity, right?
Yeah.
So we require more and more renewable space also.
Sure.
And the government also trying that way. We have started 2 gigawatt almost this year of the wafers.
Yes.
25 gigawatt is cell manufacturing and all.
That's you.
Yes, it's a use. It's a use. It's not a small thing what we are doing. You see the last decade and this decade, it's a tremendous change. Last year, 50 gigawatt we have added.
Sir, but can I ask you a question? With regard to wafers, so I know that you've said it's much more than just the wafers and the panels. But ultimately, these are the key ingredients and battery energy storage systems, which everybody seems to be jumping into as well. So this capacity that you're saying that can be created to compete with China, can it be done before 2030?
Of course, it will completed by 2030. At least to feed our, reach our target, right? And then after this trade things and EU things will come. But in that meantime, we will be mature enough to compete in the renewable space like solar panels, inverters, and of course, the turbines and all, where our people is very hard trying, and we will reach. we will reach to the that target.
So by 2030, India as a nation and its companies will be able to compete on the global stage with China when it comes to inputs for solar and wind turbine. You're saying
Both.
Okay. Battery energy storage systems. When you rank the importance of this particular element in the entire chain, everybody talks about evacuation of power, right? And timely evacuation of power for solar in particular. Sun can only shine for a particular number of hours in the day. How important is this cog? And with everybody jumping into it, sir, what is the economic viability for each company?
See, before we were thinking on the renewable power to be cheaper than the thermal power, we were trying and we reached to that. Now the problem is not RTC, means round the clock power is the one factor. But now we require the FDRE, means firm and dispatchable renewable energy, where you can see if you required at 6 o'clock power, you can have it from the thermal. The same thing, we have to convert renewable in that thing. So because of that, the battery energy storage system is the thing where you can feed the power in battery, and the time you require the power, you can feed it to the grid. So, and because of that, all are thinking in the base, means battery energy storage system. And there's a very good solution for the stable grid also.
Sure.
If we require to use the 100% grid, then we require 100% battery energy storage system, which is the cheapest way to use the renewable energy into the real stream.
Okay, last question and a quick answer, sir. This whole excitement about data centers, right? How big is it for your company and for the industry in the renewable energy space?
Renewable energy, data, anything, AI or the data system, everything requires 30 to 40% power.
Sure.
Right. And if the green power is taken a place in the data system, then it will be the nothing like...
So put a number to it. What is the opportunity here?
It's a very, very high opportunity. I cannot speak in the renewable energy. Otherwise, this 2030 goal for the not for the data system, let me tell you.
So it's outside of data.
It's outside the data system, and it will work. When it will work, the game will be changed in the energy, and believe me, whoever have the energy, sustainable energy, they are really energetic in the world.
Absolutely. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, please big round of applause. Dr. Faruk, pleasure speaking with you as always. Thank you so much for taking the time. Thank you, sir.